Welcome back, my friends, to Read Along with Lotje. Today I have a very special book that reminds us that there is only one you. And you see your world in your own way. We all have a voice, and we have our own stories to tell. Let's get all cozy, and let's begin. No One But You. Written by Douglas Wood and illustrated by P.J. Lynch. Today's story has a book jacket, a little coat to protect the book, and it tells us what the story's about. There are so many things in the world, so many important things to be taught and to be shown, but the best things, the most important ones of all, are the ones no one can teach you, or show you, or explain. No one can discover them but you. No one but you can feel the rain kiss your skin, or the wind ruffle your hair. And no one but you can walk through a rain puddle in your bare feet. No one but you can listen with your ears to the song of a redbird in a treetop, or the wind in the pines, or the scolding of a squirrel as he shakes his head and stamps his feet. No one but you can see the morning sun sparkle on the water, or dangle your toes and watch a sunfish dart between a stump and see the miraculous marching of a water strider across the surface of a pond. No one but you can gently hold a turtle with your own hands and count the plates on her back and the stripes on her chin. Feel the hardness of her shell and the soft scratching of her claws. And imagine what a turtle's life is like as she swims back into the blue-green shadows of her world. Only one person can notice the hum of a bumblebee on a lazy afternoon as he buzzes past your ear on his way to the clover patch, and that someone is no one but you. And who else but you will roll a glistening dewdrop from a rose petal onto your tongue, or savor a red, ripe strawberry, or a golden drop of honey, and know what it tastes like, just to you. No one but you can smell the moist earth after a rain shower, discovering just the way it smells to you. Or catch the fragrance of a tulip, or an apple blossom, or even a dandelion. No one else can blow parachute seeds into the wind with your breath, or whistle with a blade of grass held between your two thumbs, or sing your very own song with your very own voice in your very own way. No one but you can hold a puppy in your gentle arms, feel the softness of its muzzle and the warm tickle of its tongue, and make it feel safe and cared for just because it's with you. No one but you can smile just your smile, or laugh just your laugh. No one but you can remember your own memories, all the things you've done, all the places you've been, with all of your favorite people. And of course, no one but you can make your own new memories, the ones yet to come. No one but you can hear the chorus of frogs singing on a spring night under a blanket of stars, just like you can. No one else in the world can look up at the stars, these stars right now, with your own eyes, and feel your own special place on this earth. And no one else can wish upon that star, that very star, from just where you stand, and wish your very own wish. No one but you. And no one in all the wide world but you can feel the feelings in your heart, knowing that someone loves you and saying the words only your lips can say, I love you too. No one but you. Did you notice the page that was the same as the cover? And the same as the jacket? I did too. You have all kinds of adventures that you go on in your day. I used to say to my own children, we're going for an adventure, and we would go to the grocery store, or we would go for a walk, or we would go and pick some wildflowers. We would go down to the beach, and we would visit Oma. Those are all adventures. You can have an adventure in the kitchen too. You might make some food together, or you might have an adventure where you learn something new. Maybe like when you learn to ride a bike. Those are all stories that you can tell and you can write about. I have a story here. The title is A Day at the Sugar Bush, Making Maple Syrup. This might be a good book to borrow from the library. We went to the sugar bush with our kindergarten class and some wonderful volunteers. And after we had the adventure, the children painted pictures to tell the story. We used pictures from a camera too. The title is A Trip to the Sugar Bush by the kindergarten boys and girls. It was spring and we got on the bus. That's what happened at the start of the story. We met Mr. and Mrs. Matthews and their dogs Maple and Taffy. After that, Mr. Matthews taught us about trees. We saw numbers on the trees. We saw the blue tubes bringing in the sap to the boiler. We saw buckets on the trees. We went into the building. See how the boys and girls were using pictures from a camera and paintings and words to tell the story. And then we looked in the boiler and we saw sap. We ate the sap. Then we ate cotton candy. After that, we twirled the syrup. We went on the bus to school. We hope to go back to the maple sugar bush. And on the back of the book, it says, join a kindergarten class as they discover the sweet taste of maple treats, our Canadian golden gift of spring. Yum! This is how they decided to tell the story. Did you notice that everyone had their own voice and they told their story in their own way? You might want to paint a picture to tell your story, and maybe you'll use some letters and words. We went on the school bus to school. That's an adventure. You could take a little book and make it a discovery book. Into my creative basket, and I found a magnifying glass. Maybe you'll go on an adventure walk outside and look closely and see what you can find. That would be a good adventure to write about. Every time you look closely, you can draw and write what you see using letters, numbers, and pictures and words. Don't forget your name. I'm wondering what kind of adventures you'll go on. Maybe you'll plant some seeds in a garden and tell the story through a song like this. Dig a little hole, plant a little seed, pour a little water, pull a little weed, chase a little bug, check every hour, give a little sunshine, grow a little flower. When our children were little, we gave them lots of places where they could draw and write and paint their ideas. we would go on adventures and they would make little scrapbooks with pictures and letters from magazines. Sometimes they would draw and they would tell about their adventures. Sometimes they even added maps to show where they were. Maybe you'll make a little story about your adventures too. Here's a great big book. It's written and illustrated by Ezra Jack Keats. And he wrote a story about a little boy having an adventure on the snowy day. This is a great book to borrow from the library, or check and see if you can find it online too. I wonder if you have snow adventures and what those adventures would be. Have lots of fun adventuring and telling your own story in your own way. Until next time.